going on? What's going on, everyone? It's your man, Big A. This is A&N on R&B. I'm your host, Big A. I have my lovely co-host, Nika LaDean, and the one and only Nas The Romantic. And this is A&N on R&B. Tonight's topic will be, we'll be dealing on voting. Of course, everybody has their own specialty. We'll be having our topics coming up. Voting was this past Monday. I want to say the election was the
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tuesday. Thank you, Nika. It was Tuesday, and for those of you who went out and vote, like most of us here, I went out and voted. Got my sticker. I voted. uh, it's a very important thing to know what's going on in your neighborhood and neighborhoods abroad, and know who are in those seats, who are supposed to be following our directions and what we want, what we need for our community. Nas, did you go out and vote?
Yeah. I made sure I got there if I went to work, man. Every vote counts, man. So if you have any, you gotta. For me, you gotta go with the person that fits your. I wouldn't say agenda, but fits your interests, whether it be Democratic or Republican. So, if they don't ride with your ideals, then don't rock with them.
Absolutely, for sure.
I totally agree. Nika,
What's
since you
up?
corrected me, it was Tuesday.
It was
You looking lovely,
Tuesday.
by the way. Looking
Thank
lovely.
you.
Looking
I'll
lovely, by
try.
the way. Yes.
Y'all didn't hear that on Instagram. He told me I was looking lovely, so I take that.
Okay. So Nika, you went out. Did you go out and vote?
I actually voted by mail-in ballot. This is my first time voting in DC. Actually, so I was excited. Shout out to Mayor Muriel Bowser. Just a phenomenal Black woman that she is as the mayor. And I have to give a huge shout out to my hometown electing their first, not only Black mayor, but their first Black female mayor. So shout out. I have got to give it up to all of the melanated women who are ruling the world at this point. That's what we do.
Okay, that's great. Shout out to Nika LaDean's hometown for
Brunswick County,
electing.
Virginia, by the way. Brunswick County, Virginia.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to
Virginia.
Brunswick County, Virginia, for electing their first person of color, as well as being the first woman of color in that position. So big shout out to them. Shout out to everybody who went out to the polls and elected this new person in this new office, who has a lot of weight to bear now being in this position, because everything is going to be scrutinized, because she's a woman of color and a woman in general. So big ups to her, big ups to the people that went out to vote, big ups to all the voters like ourselves here. For me, when I go out to vote, I always, before I go out anywhere, I like to make sure I'm smelling decent. I like to be the best smelling person in the room. So I'll do mixtures of oils and cologne. This week I have green African musk. This right here. You can find this at your local vendor who sells oils and fragrances. And when I say this will make you stand out, this will make you stand out. Green African musk is not Egyptian musk, as a lot of people who are familiar in the oil community, they say, "Oh, it's just Egyptian musk." No, green African musk. Whew, it's a different fragrance, and it smells so good. And all you need is a little bit on the skin. Rub it in. Put it where you want, your clothes, face, whatever, arms, hands, whatever, and it'll have you definitely standing out. As far as colognes, something that I do like. It's very simple. Coach Platinum. Yeah, Coach Platinum. That right there, the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum is one of those you definitely want to have. Just a little skirt here and there, and you be right in there. I'm telling you, you be standing next to people in line, they be like, "How you doing?" They'll smell you and just be like, "How you doing?" They want to spark a conversation because essentially what they want to do is they want to know what you're wearing. They want to know where you're smelling so good. So I either give them one or the other. I don't give them everything. I don't. Someone got a little bit of this, someone a little bit. I got a little. What you smelling? My first thing is what you smelling. What do you smell? Oh, you smell like. If I don't feel like telling them, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I have on.
So you just expect them. You expect them to be like, oh, I got some nodes of floral that that I smell.
Yo, you know what's funny that you say that is because that actually happened to me when I was at the mechanic shop waiting for my truck to come out of the shop. I was getting some work done. Another person came up, was paying for the work that just happened to his vehicle, and I smelled them, and I said, that smells like this, smells a little bit like that. And he was like, yo, you're pretty close, but you dead on. And I was like, well, what is it? And he was like, oh, it was YSLY parfum. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the dark bottle. I used to have the light bottle, the EDT, and I started explaining everything. He was like, oh, he was impressed. So he was like, you know what, buddy? Now, this is the real story. He's like, you know what, buddy? He said, I'm gonna show you the bottle. He said, come with me in my car. I'm gonna show you my bottle. So, all right, show me the bottle. I'm like, oh, okay, you got that. He's like, yeah. He said, yo, you like this? And I was like, what's that? And he was like, Dolce & Gabbana, light forever, blue. And I'm like, light forever? Light forever? I was like, let me try it out. Smelled it. I was like, yeah, that's not bad. He said, you know what? He said, here you go, buddy, for you. And I got the bottle right here. He gave this bottle to me for free.
Oh, that's dope.
So you never know when you run into people and people know their stuff, the conversation can be endless.
Yeah,
and
like minds think alike.
Beneficial.
Absolutely, for sure. Like it's amazing. Like you said, you go out to vote, and people are, you want to make sure. If I know for me, I want to make sure everywhere I go. I always go out like I'm gonna run into my ex every time I go out, and
Your
he's never gonna see me. Yes, I always go out like I'm gonna run into my ex because I never want any of my exes, any of them, to be looking shabby, and I definitely want them to hear if they get close enough, I want them to know I'm smelling good. There's somebody out there is thinking I'm smelling real good. So I agree with you right there. You gotta present yourself, even if you just going to the polls to get your vote on.
Okay. Absolutely. So, Nika LaDean, what are some of the things you like to wear?
So, as far as colognes, as far as perfumes, so my favorite perfume right now, it is Prada Candy Floral. I just bought a new bottle about 6 months ago, and I'm already halfway through it, so I gotta re-up on the bottle again. This is gonna be my third bottle that I've gone through in about 3 years, so I'm constantly wearing that one. And I can't give all of them to you because it's called this might come up again in another conversation, but I will give you two today. So the first one is gonna be that Prada Candy Floral. I gotta make sure it's the Candy Floral. It's just something so beautifully sweet about that particular one. It's got just these floral nodes in it. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. The other one is Daisy by Marc Jacobs. I actually got that one from my mom because she just happened to walk past me one day and I was like, what are you wearing? And she's like, oh, this is Daisy by Jacobs. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get some Daisy. This bottle. I was okay with that. So my mom and I walked around smelling like each other for like about a week while I was home because we were sharing the bottle, which was fine. But now I have the bottle, so I have Daisy by Marc Jacobs.
That's really good. That's really good. What about you, Nas? When you go out, and you want to stand out, want to be the best smelling fella in the building. What do you want?
I ain't a real connoisseur like you, man. Like most like I rock the Dior Sauvage, man. You know what I mean?
What was that?
The Dior Sauvage.
Dior Sauvage.
Yeah.
Which one? The EDT, the parfum, or the parfum?
The EDT.
Oh, the EDT. Yeah, that's
EDT.
a classic.
I mean, it don't really last that long, but I mean, you know, it does the trick. You know, get up on close. Oh, you smell good. You put the whole bottle on the day. Oh, nah, not the bottle. Just like, that means it's doing its thing. You know what I mean? But as far as voting goes, man, like, you know, my vote was when I was in the elementary school, so I ain't really trying to. I don't know, a bunch of old ladies and kids in there, man. I don't know. I ain't trying to, you know. I don't think it kind of look right trying to smell good for some kids. You know what I mean? So I just went in there regular did my thing, but like that's the joint I fell in love with right now. That's what I'm rocking.
The Sauvage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good stuff, man. Really, really, really good stuff. Really, really good. Another one is Vanilla Rama from Christian Dior, and it's really good too. They come in little bottles.
By Christian Dior. Anything by Christian Dior.
I beg to differ. I won't say anything.
I have smelled some really good stuff from Christian Dior, and I've been like, oh, okay. You know what's funny?
What's that?
The one that it's so random. I was working at the Y. I was probably about 22, 23, and I was already married at that age, y'all. So there was a guy who used to come in the gym all the time named Angel. Believe it or not, his name was Angel. And and it's funny, his name is Angel because you're gonna understand in a second. Every time he walked past, he just smelled so good. And so one day I just asked, I was like, what are you wearing? Like, he would go work out, come out, you know, he just smelled good. So I just got up the nerve to ask him one day. I was like, what is it that you're wearing? And he says, I am wearing Very Sexy for Men by Victoria's Secret. That's why I said it's funny his name was Angel. He was Victoria's Secret, you know? So you hear the double
that's a male fragrance, very sexy, sexy man. It's actually now a rare cologne to wear now. If you find it now, it's almost quadruple the price. How it used to be pricing within a $40 range. Now it's like almost $120 something, $130 bottle for the same bottle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's very good stuff.
I legit went to Victoria's Secret that day and brought my then husband a bottle of Very Sexy for Men, and it just did not smell the same. And I was like, I don't know what this dude Angel did, but it just doesn't. I'm telling you, it was a complete Jill Scott experience. It was like, everything ain't for everybody. That's what Jill told us. So
yeah, Dana, you know what? And I'm gonna make just a sidebar for everybody. Just as Nika said, you know, just because the fragrance may smell good in the bottle, it may not always agree with your pH balance. It may or may not agree. So you know, we're at your own discretion. We're only, you know, suggesting what we like, but at the very least, you know, just know how it's going to smell on your skin. I wouldn't suggest going out and buying like a $200 bottle of cologne if you don't know how it really smells. But if you do know how it smells, like Parfums de Marly or Triumph of Bacchus or all these other very expensive Cedric Bose by Mancera, all these different fragrances you can actually wear, that's going to be something to pay for. Just know what you're getting into, because you know, you can have some that I have people run after you behind around the store, and you can have some where you put it on and people are like, what the hell is that? So yeah, be advised before you start buying.
I think we've all been around that one person that is just like, wait a minute, hold up a second, like this doesn't smell good at all. Like what the hell is going on here? Like, this doesn't smell good at all. So yeah, you trust me, you don't want to be that person. I was that person one time. I had a fragrance on and I thought it was good, and then when I walked around, people were making their faces, and I was like, damn, I ain't farted nothing. Like, why y'all looking like that? And what I had on was just so obnoxious, man. I was just like, you know, I'm not wearing this no more. It just taught me a lesson, just to know, you know,
I learned the hard way. Know what know how it's gonna project on your skin versus how you smell in the bottle. Because you can smell anything in the bottle, but when you spray it on you and you walk around somebody, the key is always walking around somebody that you know that don't have a problem telling you how you smell. Like, oh, you smell good today. What the hell is that?
Right.
Or what the hell is that? Like you get the different responses. You'll know after a while.
Like, was it something overpowering, anything like that?
Huh?
Was it overpowering them?
It was very well. All right. Here's the problem I did, and this is a problem that some people will do. I sprayed too much on. I went OD in the spray, and because I couldn't smell it, I didn't think it was really that strong. But what happened is after a fragrance, when you have the initial spray, when you spray colognes on a perfume, you have the initial spray. Then you have like the mids where it's not fully dry, and then it fully dries. That's when it's either going to project. And I didn't realize that once the cologne I had on, once it dried, it actually projected a lot more than it did when I sprayed it on my skin. And I didn't know that. And I sprayed a lot on. I was like, damn, you smell it? Like, I don't smell nothing. I don't smell, man, keep going. And it was like, I walked in a room and somebody was like, damn, who bathed in that shit? And I was just like, I didn't know what to say. And it was clearly me, because every time I walk around anybody, you get that shit trail. So I'm walking. Is that you? Is that you? And you trust me, you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. So take it from me, from my mistake. Yo, smell it on the initial smell. Let it sit there. Let it dry down. Smell it again. See how strong it is. Because, some perfumes or colognes that, they made with high quality stuff, and it will project. And then some of the stuff will project for a long time. If you spray it on your clothes, I know of a cologne, they literally tell you, like, be careful with spraying so much of it on. It can last more than a week on your clothes. More than a week. You can wash it and take it out of the machine and it will still smell it. It's very powerful stuff. So, yeah, it's very expensive, but trust me when I say it's very, very powerful. It projects even after a wash. Take it out of the washing machine, you still smell the shit like, damn it! Yeah, so
you gotta start like washing your clothes in white vinegar to try to get rid of the smell.
Yo, even with the white vinegar, with the white vinegar, you still get a fade of that cologne. It's that strong. Really? It's very strong. Wow. It's very, very strong. Yeah, very strong. Wow. Yeah. I watch videos of people talking about it, like, man, don't do. People warning people like, listen, one spray and pull it away from your body when you spray, because it's that strong.
And you want to know something else that I've learned? They say you're supposed to spray your perfume or cologne on you once you get out of the shower and you're naked. You don't spray it directly on your clothes, because if you spray it on you while you're fresh out of the shower and it dries into your pores, it's always going to be emitting.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Okay. What you don't know is you don't know what chemicals are in the perfumes or colognes. So you don't want to actually do that. I don't suggest people do that, because when you do that, you don't know the chemical reaction on your skin. Plus your pores and everything is just opening up. It wouldn't be advised to do that unless you've already sprayed it on your hand, your arm, and know how it's going to chemically respond to your skin.
But they also make like roll-ons. You got the roll-on perfume.
I've done that. I come out of the shower and I sprayed, and then realize I start breaking out. My skin starts breaking out.
Okay.
So I've had that reaction. So they say you can learn a lot from a dummy. I've been there. I done that with all types of fragrances. So trust me, this is so. If you don't know how it's going to react to your skin, I wouldn't advise that coming straight out of the shower to spray yourself with it, because you don't want to end up messing up a good night. What could be a good night and go a whole different direction because you're breaking out, or even worse. So yeah, it's best to try it on your hand, try it on your arm, and then see how it settles, how it sits. Smell it, see if it smells. Ask somebody who's maybe near you, hey, how's it smell? How do you think this? How do you like this on me? If you have somebody around to ask, That's always good. It's always good. It's good to get a second opinion because what smells good to you may not project the same as somebody else on your skin. So it's always good to get, an advisement.
And checking out these comments, I gotta give a shout out. What's up to my friend Mike Zerwinski? It is good to hear from you on here, my brother. This is an amazing person right here. So yeah, I'm glad you were able to join us. Make sure you guys, if you are joining us live, make sure you get in those comments. We want to hear what y'all got to say too. Make sure you also like, subscribe, comment, and share. We want to make sure you are in on this. You can follow us on Instagram at ANN on R&B. You can search us on YouTube at ANN on R&B as well. On R&B for Big A, Nika. Y'all get in on this. I am not sure if I am having some technical issues or not. Looks like I might be having some technical issues. Do I freeze?
Yes. You was looking like T'Challa before he jumped out the ship in Black Panther.
You know what? I'm so mad at this. Am I frozen again?
Nah, you good.
Okay, all right. So I wanna make sure I'm good before we start my segment. I might have to jump off and jump back in, and I don't want to do anything that looks too tacky on here because we are live. So I want to make sure we're good. I'm not freezing at all or anything, right?
No.
All right. So speaking of smelling good, I have got to throw this out there. I want to make sure the first thing I say is that I don't want anybody to get offended about what I'm about to say. I am still a single woman, and so I am still very single. I am still very much available. I am open to dating, and so I want to make sure I put that out there. But speaking of my hometown, I know I just gave a shout out to my hometown a few minutes ago. Shout out to Brunswick County, Virginia. I am class of 2001 from Brunswick Senior High School. And this past weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, I had the opportunity to go home and attend what was supposed to be a homecoming tailgate. But Hurricane Gwen came through and butchered homecoming. So we didn't even have like a real homecoming. It was supposed to be in October, and it just it's supposed to be the end of September. It didn't happen. And so they managed to put together a tailgate like they do every year. And this was the first year they really did have a tailgate this time. I was a little disappointed because I got there and I was looking for my class and nobody set up a tent. There was no tent. There was no tailgate. It was just a big open space that said class of 2001. So next year, y'all, we got to do better, class of 2001. However, I got to hang out with my dad's class of 1980. Got to hang out with my mom's class of 1982. And it was good just seeing people that, they had every single class that graduated. So it was just good to see people that I had not seen in 10 years, 20 years, some of them. But I say all of that to say, I think like everybody else, I had a high school crush. And I will say I married my high school sweetheart, but my high school sweetheart was not my high school crush. He was not my high school crush. He just happened to be the one that I fell in love with in that moment, right? And I was young and we got married really young. But anyway, while I was home at this tailgate, I run into my high school crush. I had not seen my high school crush in years. It had been years. And I will say that I moved to Texas. I came back from Texas. We ran into each other and we actually did go out on a date. This was about seven years ago. We went out on a date and we just lost, somehow or another, we got disconnected again. And this is somebody that I've known since he was in the 7th grade. I was in the 8th grade. We were friends growing up. My mama used to tease me about him and say, "Oh, you got your little boyfriend." You know how black mamas, "I see you with your little boyfriend. He waited. I got your little boyfriend." It's like, no, he's not my boyfriend. He's just my friend. But you know, growing up, he was the friend that you were just always cool with, right? So I ran into him again, and I saw him, and I had a mask on. Nobody at this event was masked up, and I had my mask on, and I walk over to him and I say his name. I'm not going to say his name on here because I don't want to, you know, give it all away. But I say his name, and he looks at me, and he's like, I know who this is, but can you take the mask off? Like, I can barely. Basically, all I can see is from here up. It's kind of hard to tell who you are from here up. And I take the mask off, and he's as excited as I am to see me. It's funny because we ended up we somehow or another communication lapse. He walked away, and we weren't able to exchange numbers in that moment. But before the whole thing, he told me where he worked. So this week, I actually had an opportunity to call him on the phone at his job. And I was like, and I did. I was like, okay, you know what? At the end of the day, regardless of whether we had a crush on each other or not, he has always been my friend. So I called him, and we were able to just chop it up and, you know, just kind of get some things out of the way. That's like, well, what happened? Where was the breakdown and all of that, right? I mean, it was just good hearing his voice. We stayed on the phone for a little while. Just really, really good catching up. Why are you looking at me like that, Big A? So, y'all don't understand. This is me and A all the time. I think he's mad because I'm the beauty on the scene. I'm just teasing you, A. So, my top 5 this week is going to be Nika's top 5 R&B songs that kind of take me back or remind me, or things that I wish I had said, or, you know, if things were different, how could things be different? And so, my number 1 this week for my, you know what? Before I even go there, have y'all seen y'all's high school crushes lately? And are they still fine? Don't look at me like that. Oh, he's backing all the way up. Have you seen your high school crush, and is she still fine? That's the question.
I had a couple.
Oh, he was a player.
I mean, no, I wasn't a player like that. I had a couple I thought that was cute, you know.
Are they still fine though?
Oh, yeah. 2 of them are married, so I don't want trouble.
Okay, yeah, we're not saying names. We are not saying names.
Well, one, she's gonna figure out this one. One of them, I went to the prom with.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's beautiful.
Okay.
She's beautiful. So, if you see this, you know who you are. You're beautiful.
Oh, he went straight Nas The Romantic on you just did. What about you, Big A?
Well, yeah. 2. Yeah, and the one is actually finer than she was when we was in high school. And I just kept telling everybody, like, yo, she gonna be fine. Like, I've been knowing her since 5th grade. She fine. You hear what I'm saying? She fine. And she's single too. I'm just, you know. She's single. I'm just observing. You know what I mean? Get my LL Cool J from a distance, observe, you know. You know what I mean? Hey, love in the corner cut. You know?
I was about to say, are you talking hey love, or are you talking about doing it?
Well, Miss LaDean.
What? I'm just saying.
And then the other one was one of my ex-girlfriends, and she not bad. She got some yams on her now. She dropped a little one. She got some yams on her.
Oh,
she got them yammy yams. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I gotta get with these comments. Calvin Williams. Shout out to Calvin Williams. Calvin Williams is my producer and producer of my song E for L. So shout out to him. Calvin also has a show. So shout out to Lush Vibes Radio. You can catch that on Tuesday nights from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Radio Free Brooklyn. That's rfb.nyc. You can get in that chat, rfb.nyc/chat. Calvin says, getting with the Dr. Umar stare over there, Nika. Oh man. Also, I have to say, this show is brought to you by Heritage Hip Hop. So shout out to Karev from Heritage Hip Hop. Oh my God, we are so grateful for you and all that you do for us. And Karev said the man bit his lip when he was talking about the high school crush you gave it the whole.
Man, reminiscing.
Yeah, so I will say my high school crush is still fine. He's still fine. But I had to put together a top 5. Got my little top 5 right here. I had to put together a top 5 that made me reminisce a little bit when I saw him. I was like, okay, So here we go. My number 1 is Baby Be Mine by Mickey Howard. Come on. You never really got to know me. Words left unspoken. I've only gave you a token of my love. Like, what? That whole thing. It's like, there were so many things I wish I had said to this man when we were in high school. And now I'm like, it all remains in the balance. The second song is Next Lifetime by Erykah Badu. That song says everything, because when he finally revealed to me that he had a crush on me, I was already in a relationship with the man that I married. So I was here it is. We're in high school and he's like, hey, I've got to be honest with you. I've got this crush on you. And I'm like, hold up a second. You wait. We've been knowing each other since I was in the 8th grade and you in the 7th grade, and now I'm a senior, and all of a sudden you want to divulge all of this stuff about having a crush on me when you should have said this like a long time ago, because maybe I was feeling the same way and I was waiting for you to say something. If you watching this, because I know I sent you the link, anyway. So, that's your cue right there. The next song is less about him and it's more about me, and I'm hoping that he felt this way about me when he saw me. That song is Tight Jeans by Jaheim. And it's very relevant. You and me been cool since back in middle school, back when we used to clown and run around and act a fool. But now that you're older, I've been noticing you busting out them. I wanted him to look at me that way. I wanted him to look at me that way when he saw me at the tailgate. Like, okay, all right. So, yeah, so. Big A is giving me the stare, y'all. Calvin says, put an old boy on the spot. Yes, I have to. So the next song is actually, believe it or not, and I'm not doing this to get any credit or anything, but when I was really thinking about songs that kind of made me feel the way that I felt in high school and in middle school, it is my own song. It is Energy by Nika LaDean. And the reason why is because everything that I said in that song is very relevant to what I felt for him when we were in middle school and high school. It's like, I see you, not just your physical. I can feel you pulling at my heartstrings, even though we're doing the friend thing. There might be something more there. You just popped up in my life. I can feel your energy, like all of those things that I wrote in that song are very relevant to him, even though I didn't write that song specifically about him. They're still relevant to him. And so, yeah, Nika LaDean's Energy. And by the way, if you have not checked that song out, this is your opportunity. I'm going to plug myself real quick. Make sure you check out Energy by Nika LaDean. And also, I have a video called Forehead Kisses, which could also be very relevant to him as well. So make sure you go and my brothers, y'all, they treat me so bad. They treat me so bad right now. And number 5, the 5th song that makes me think about what could be was "Alone with You" by Tevin Campbell. Alone with You.
I ain't old enough to listen to that, so I'm gonna step back.
Oh man, I just wanna be alone with you. Yes, make sure you check out that song. If y'all haven't heard that song, look, I had to go up some oldies. These are all songs from like the 90s and before. I mean the 80s, I mean the 2000s and before. Next Lifetime and Tight Jeans, they came out in like what? 2000, 2002. Yeah, like early 2000s. Yeah. Baby Be Mine was an 80s joint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm putting y'all on to some songs that were back in the day, but all of these songs are very relevant to you know, how I feel today, how, you know, and I can't say that because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm single and I'm leaving myself open. I've actually
plug. She said single like 8 times, so you put it out there for y'all for the watching.
I'm single. Yeah, I'm single. Oh, since this is R&B, I'm living a single.
There you go.
So, everybody clap your hands. So yes, I'm still single and I'm leaving myself open and I'm availing myself to date and get to know people and that kind of thing. So I'm not limiting myself just because, you know, my crush is my crush, my high school crush, my middle school crush is there. You know, I'm availing myself for the opportunity. So I want to make sure I put that out there, that just because my crush is around, you know, y'all can still get in the DMs. Just no nasty pictures, y'all.
Don't be a damn thing.
Did you just go Uncle what's his name?
Uncle Al?
No, not Uncle Al.
Bobby.
Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby from the Proud Family. So
don't be a damn thing, child.
And Calvin says, go listen to that song. Calvin is absolutely right. He's talking about energy. Make sure y'all listen to that song. And Kareem says, who was she looking at? I don't know who I was looking at. I was just, y'all got to ignore me. My mind is all over the place. So, yeah. So, Nas, speaking of romance, heard you got a song, you know, that you got for us.
You mean for your segment?
No, for your segment.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so this one isn't really a romantic joint, but as you know, the segment is called Wasted Potential. This is a song that had little to no airplay or no single that was sold in stores. When I picked today was LSG, All the Times. And the reason why I picked that is because this is our first time all together on the show. And like you said, we're family. It's a song of togetherness and family to me. You know, like you listen to the lyrics, it's like the late great LeVert said, "This is more than joy for me to feel like a family." And you know, that's what y'all feel like too. I know getting to know you for these past months. Big A, we've been knowing each other for years. And it's like, you know, when we get together, man, it's you know, when we get a chance to actually hang out, that's like one of the, you know, most joyous moments in my life. You know what I'm saying? We get to, you know, joke around, sit, eat, you know, crack on each other all the time. That's the stuff you do with your family. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff you do with your family. So, you know, that's the song that I picked for this week. And like I said, it should have got a single. Should have got a video, because that would have been like a beautiful setting for like a family type video.
And am I correct in saying that song was also on the Medea's Family Reunion soundtrack?
It is?
That I believe that song is also on the Medea's Family Reunion soundtrack. Let me see.
What was the name and title again?
Does it have Yolanda Adams in it?
No. The song has. I mean, this is why I like it too. It's like a super duet because you got the super group LSG, Levert, Sweat, and Gill. It's off their 1997, their first album, and you have along with Levert, Sweat, and Gill, you have Coco from SWV,
Yes,
Dave Evans, and Missy Elliott.
I know this. I know. It took me a second. It's the one that says, "Look at all the time they say." Yes.
Yeah, with the piano. That's my joint right there.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Cause we finally here.
We here.
All family, man. Heritage hip hop for real. You know, the crew's on here, and it's a good thing. It's a blessing, and it feels good to have you on here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That song. Now I will say, like, you know, we are used to Faith singing, and we are used to Coco singing, and we're used to Gerald Levert singing, and Keith Sweat's noise, and Johnny Gill singing.
Wow.
Singing. I'm sorry, Keith Sweat singing. So
she said noise.
Sips my tea. And this is tea, y'all, by the way. So, Calvin, if you are still on here, Calvin knows that I'm not the biggest Keith Sweat. I'm not the biggest Keith Sweat fan. And what's funny is that I'll tell anybody, like, when it comes to music, I'm not the biggest Keith Sweat fan, but I like Keith Sweat's music. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's good stuff, like the beat, but, you know, I'm just not a fan of his voice. But something about Missy Elliott. Shout out to Virginia, because Missy Elliott is from Virginia, and something about how, you know, the vocals just rain in from Virginia. But anyway, Calvin says, damn, tell them how you really feel. Oh boy. Anyway, it's something about when Missy Elliott's vocals come in there.
Right. At the end, yeah. At
the end. It's like they always save her for last. Like, she's always last, but those vocals just yeah.
She's a good singer. She came, matter of fact, she started out singing. She was in a group called System.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know, she started out singing. So
yeah, a lot of people are just used to hearing her do her raps. She wrote a lot of music for a lot of different artists,
yes.
Different platform artists. But what are her hidden talents is actually singing. Just like T-Pain. T-Pain's hidden talent is the brother could really sing. He could really sing. The hell with the auto tunes. The brother could really sing. He knows the essential art of singing. Right. And if you listen to his first album, he did a lot of vocals himself. But of course, the popular songs that came off that album were the songs that he used auto tune. So he decided to continue on that route. But if he decides to come out with an R&B album, he could hold his own.
Oh, it would be
hold his own. He could hold his own.
Like, it's crazy because I'm just gonna say it, y'all. It was season 1. So if y'all are late, y'all are gonna know who won season 1. I'm watching The Masked Singer, and I'm listening to this guy sing, and I'm like, I know this voice. And I think it had gone down like maybe 7-8 episodes, and I'm like, I know this voice. And by the time we got to the 8th episode, I was like, this is T-Pain. And I remember I was talking on the phone to my friend. I was like, yo, this is T-Pain. Like, I think he was the monster, the alien, the whatever he was. I was like, this is T-Pain. And she was like, nah, because I was like, no, you don't understand. The first time I heard T-Pain sing outside of auto-tune, he was singing the national anthem at a game. And when I say I was in awe, because I was like behind all that auto-tune. And don't get me wrong, you can kind of hear it on Oh, I Can't Believe It. Yeah, you can hear it there. You can hear his vocals there. You know, so yeah. But he was number 1 on that show. Like, he ended up winning the trophy for the first season for that show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, go back and watch season 1.
Thanks for ruining that for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime,
Thank you.
brother.
No spoiler. You didn't say no spoiler warning. You just go ahead and just do stuff like that.
I did give a spoiler warning. I did. But what I said was, we already seasons ahead, so y'all have to go back to watch season 1. But he did win season 1, so it's too late now. Y'all already know.
He sung Sam Smith's "Stay With Me."
Huh?
He sung Sam Smith's "Stay With Me."
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Why don't you stay with me? Yeah, he sang that, and like he blew it up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think that's the song he went off of, right? That was the song
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, won't you stay with me?
Wow.
Yeah, that one.
Shameless plug, huh? Your album, huh? You just gonna sing on there, the platform with brothers, huh? You just gonna go ahead and sing. Go ahead and sing. Go ahead. I can feel your energy. Go ahead and sing. Ain't nobody ask for no forehead kisses. It's all good.
And it's E4L, just E4L. I can't even say anything, just E4L. Make sure y'all check out, Nika LaDean. The album is coming. I'm just playing, but anyway. Y'all, I gotta say something. Between the three of us, I don't know if y'all knew this, but all three of us could sing. Like, all three of us have the vocals. Adiyar, don't play with me. We know you be hitting the baritone all the way up to the alto. Singing the heavenly choir. You know you be hitting it. Singing.
Yeah, I get my key sweat on. Round and round we go.
He's like, there you go, telling me no again. There you go.
That's a good. You see that question? That's a good question right there.
Why do you think there's a wasted potential when it comes to albums and great artists? Ooh.
I want to tackle that first. I'll let the master explain. I mean, as a big fan of music and R&B, you see potential wasted when you think somebody has more than what they've displayed. So to say something or someone has wasted potential, it just simply means that, just from my perspective, that what they were directed in the showing showed very little of their real talent, their unequivocal talent. For instance, we're talking about T-Pain here. A lot of people just know him simply for his auto tunes. But if people will go back to his first album, he has a song called Studio Love, and he sung all over that song from the beginning all the way to the very end. Now, he did use some auto tune, but it was very little used. It was only displaying his real talent. That's a song of a waste of potential. That's a song that should have been put out on the radio, show his versatility versus just the auto tune. Right. That's an example.
Sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Nas The Romantic, because I want to hear yours. Yeah.
Now, could it be because of budget, or maybe the company doesn't like to believe in a certain song? That's what I think it is most of the time. It's like, the one I did last week was the last show was "Love Is on My Side," and that's a beautiful song. And I don't know, like I said, whether could it be like, all right, we could put a video out, we could put a single out there, but your budget ain't in the budget right now. You don't want to go over into your earnings, or could it be that?
My opinion is that some of the things, and I can say this as an artist, Energy got more play at one point, Energy had gotten more play than any of my songs. Then I wrote E4L, and E4L, people heard it and they were just kind of like, okay, it's E4L. And then people heard Forehead Kisses and they were like, oh, it's sexy, and there's sex, like there's sex involved. So and then they saw the video, so they were just like, oh, she's half naked. And
that video Start taking stuff off, boy.
Oh man, look, I got a good look from you got the word from Nas The Romantic, man. That video
Thank you.
Yes. That video gets 2 thumbs up, and I put my feet up if I could across the table.
So
not being raunchy.
Y'all go ahead and check that forehead. Y'all go ahead and check that forehead kisses, LaDean, Nika LaDean. Like her country cousins would say, go ahead and check that Nika LaDean forehead kisses. Hallelujah.
So, but yeah, and I specifically wrote the video so that it gave enough sex appeal to where it wasn't overbearing.
Oh, it gave a lot.
So it's funny because one of my coworkers hit me up and he was like, I know what you look like naked. And I was like hell you do. You do not know what I look like naked. He's like, I saw your video. I was like, I was not naked in my video. I was not naked in my video, y'all. But
hold on, let me pull up my YouTube real quick. Hold on.
Oh my God. So y'all ignore him. Y'all ignore him.
Yeah, y'all gotta check out that video though.
Calvin had a couple of comments here. He says wasted potential often comes from expectations from fans and labels. Labels are good at watering down their artists for the sake of an image they want to portray. Exactly. And I say all that to say, even though I'm not signed to a label, Forehead Kisses and Energy gave 2 totally different vibes than E for L. So all 3 songs had totally different vibes. If I had to say the song that I actually enjoyed writing the most, it was E for L. And I wrote that song from a place of pain because I was going through this horrible breakup. And at the time, I wanted to give up on music. And Calvin was like, you can't give up on music. Whatever you're feeling right now, you need to write it down. And I was like, no, this defeats the purpose because I want to give up on music. And, out of that feeling, out of that dread and that fear and that pain came this beautifully written song. And Calvin is actually, if you go back and you listen to my song E for L, Calvin, it's not the beginning of that song, all of that acoustic guitar you hear, none of that is synthesized. He is actually playing the acoustic guitar. And so I can't say more effort or time or energy went into this song, but I know that more pain went into this song and more emotion went into this song than Forehead Kisses and then Energy. But somehow or another, that song is not as popular as Energy or Forehead Kisses. And I think it has to do with, I say all that to say sometimes the songs that we considered wasted potential and they don't make it to mainstream are the ones that are the absolute best songs on an album.
I'll give you one right now. Share My World, Mary J. Blige.
Oh.
Everybody, they mama know that song, but that song never got a video or a single, nothing.
Not a damn.
I'll probably highlight that song in a couple weeks. You have unreleased music as well. I got it's an unreleased song by Brandy that I like. It never even came out on the album. I think it's a dope song. You know what I'm saying? So I think as far as the companies trying to make an artist portray a certain image, I think they should just let them be versatile because you miss out on a lot of potential. I think you miss out on a lot of potential money because that song has potential to blow up.
Right.
There's a song. Since you talk about songs that never came out, I just happened to be one time when I should be working up at Def Jam. There was a song by Megan Rochelle called "Floating," and she had Gladys Knight on it, and it didn't get cleared. And everybody in the room had goosebumps on their arms. We was like, "Yo, this is it." And yo, for some reason or another, the labels wouldn't clear. Gladys wouldn't clear the vocals, so the song that we got on the album ain't nothing, ain't compared to what would have been heard if everything we got cleared. And that's that could be under wasted potential of songs that just people never heard or never will hear because it just never got cleared. And it's plenty of times I talk with execs and they told me about songs or who they have featured on it, and it's horrible to hear because they just don't get the clearance that they need to clear to make the album. But yeah, wasted potential. Seriously, wasted potential.
So I'm gonna add to that. One of my favorite girl groups from the 70s and the 80s was the Jones Girls. Love me some Jones Girls. Shout out to Cam Jones, my boy, whose mother is Shirley Jones from the Jones Girls. So
Nice.
shout out to him. We're supposed to be collaborating soon. So yeah, Miss Shirley, oh my God, that voice. And listen, I got to see Miss Shirley live earlier this year. I'm sorry, not last year, earlier this year. Miss Shirley, she's got to be in her maybe late 60s. 4 or 5 inch heels strutting across had it going.
She still got it.
And she's you're gonna make me love somebody else. Getting it
on
the stage. Getting it right. Did not lose her breath. I did not see her break a sweat or anything. My boy Cam, I love you, Cam Jones, but Cam got on stage, performed his song, and Cam was sweating. And I asked him, I was like, how does your mama do it? I don't know how she does it. He said, hell, I don't know how she does it. But she's been doing it for so long. That's legacy right there. That is the legend. She is legendary, the legendary Shirley Jones. But the Jones Girls had a song come out on one of their albums, and it's called I'm at Your Mercy. And when I say it, a lot, people hear about the Jones Girls, and I'll say like, oh yeah, the Jones Girls, and people are like, I have no idea who the Jones Girls are, and I'm like, who can I run to? And they're like, no, that's Escape. And I'm like, no, before Escape, there was the Jones Girls, and then Escape redid that song with Jermaine Dupri. But before Escape, there was the Jones Girls, so that wasn't the original. But they had a song called I'm at Your Mercy, and it's like whatever it is you want to do to me, I'm at your mercy. Beautifully written song, and just go listen to that song, y'all. It's just a beautifully written song, and I don't think it ever got the props. Me and Cam were having a conversation about that one day, and he was like, yo, that's my favorite song that my mom and my aunts did. And he said, I remember watching them perform it live, and he said that was the first song that he just sat there in awe watching them perform. So yeah. Y'all, guess what? What is that face for out here?
Oh, you forget I'm on camera.
FYF, fix your face. So, in the words of the Mickey Mouse Club, now it's time to say goodbye to A&N on R&B. A to then another N, O and R&B.
Peace, nigga.
No, we gotta get. We gotta give them something to look forward to. So, in closing, what song would you give everybody to listen to? We got a week between now and our next show. So what song would you give them to?
Is it going to be a pick between? Is it going to pick from all of us, or just me?
No, I want each one of us to do. I think each one of us should give them something. That gives them 3 songs to listen to.
Cool. Love listening.
Damn, thanks for no pressure, Nika LaDean.
No, I texted you earlier and told you to do.
No, you ain't.
Yes,
you
I
ain't
did.
text me nothing. Don't get on front of the camera and start fronting and stunting now.
Okay,
nah,
you can go to the group chat.
I ain't getting no text.
I said it in the group chat. I said, y'all.
Oh, in the group chat. You ain't text me. You text the group chat.
I text the group chat. Yeah.
Well, anyway, let me know when it's up for me, and I'll give you my 3 songs.
All right. So, Nas, you want to go first? You want to?
Okay.
Give him a little something. A little something.
You need something not dramatic right now. Let me. The song I was going to choose, I'm gonna save that for next week. Well, next week's Waste of Potential. All right. So when going with Nika's segment, because this goes along with Nika's segment, I'm gonna give you "You" by Snow Allegra.
That's a good. Ooh, that's a good song.
That goes right into the situation.
That is a really good song. That's a good one.
Y'all listen to the words of that. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And that's off of her These Feelings album.
It's the second album, right?
I think so.
These Feelings is I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
These Feelings, because These Feels. That's isn't it? These Feels.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, These Feels. So I was watching something the other day, and the song came on, and I was like, "Dang, I forgot all about this song," and now I can't find it. I want to make sure I give y'all the right artist. So this song came from 1991. It is called "Take Time" and it's by Chris Walker. Do y'all remember that? Take time, show me how much you love me.
You sent me that one, right?
Yeah, I sent it to you. So the name of it is "Take Time" by Chris Walker, not related to the beautiful Nika LaDean, even though we got the same.
Clearly, I'm not in this little circle thing that's going on here because I'm not in that song. I didn't get that song, but I'm not gonna say that. I'll just wait for my turn. Go ahead.
Cause it's an ANN on R&B exclusive. Y'all look, y'all don't understand what y'all are getting. I'm telling you, what y'all are getting from all of us is this is raw. This is how we are all the time. We bicker, we fuss, we fight, we love.
Oh no, this is toned down.
This is real toned down. We should do some behind the scenes takes. I don't know if they're ready for that.
This is toned.
And guess who the worst one is, y'all? Because I am always on my best behavior, okay? I am always on my best. My mama's in the ministry. I can't be acting a fool. Ignore. And then Corinne puts the Jesus. He's like, Jesus. Thanks, Corinne. Call him. Anyway, Big A, what's your song?
You said 3 songs, right?
Yes, no, one from each of us.
Oh, see, I had songs. I was about to break it down. Okay, so now okay, so I got 3 songs. Okay. Keep it simple. John Legend, Good Morning. For anybody who's ever been with somebody and you think about that person in the morning time, John Legend, good morning.
Listen. Good morning.
You don't be saying, don't sing it, don't ruin the song. Let John sing it for him. Let Johnny sing it for him.
Let Johnny sing it for him.
Let Johnny sing it for him. He got the EGOT.
He do? Wait, did he get an EGOT?
Yes, he does. He has an EGOT.
Oh my God! Shout out to the black people getting EGOTs. If anybody doesn't know, the EGOT is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Kareem says, "Here we go. Here we go. Here we go."
Woo! That is the daughter of a preacher, huh?
I didn't say the word. Here we go. So.
Amen.
Amen. And amen. Father God.
Hold on, put my glasses on like the deacons do.
Not the deacons.
Amen.
You got the handkerchief? It's over there. There you go. Now I can hear it.
What did we be preaching?
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Like, get it, Pastor, get it.
And they turn sideways. In their chair.
We supposed to be closing.
Let's bow our head benediction now.
Most gracious and almighty God, we come to you right now. Father, thanking you. you gotta add the in there.
Amen.
Oh Lord, he about to do communion. he finna do communion with the Hennessy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is A&N on
Jesus.
Make sure you follow us on anywhere you have social media, our YouTube page, A&N on R&B. Follow us on IG, Instagram at, like I said.
Speak up. I think it's my headphones.
A&N on R&B. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Right. See, I almost said something dirty. You gotta be.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
All right, let me do this again.
Y'all got me messing my makeup.
Jesus.
I'm messing
See,
my makeup.
you can tell this is unscripted.
Get your mouth closer to it. To the microphone.
Once again, follow us on YouTube at A&N on R&B and on Instagram at A&N on R&B. You can catch myself, Nas The Romantic, the beauty on the scene, Nika LaDean, and Big A at A&N on R&B. Until then, we love you. As always, I'll be thinking of you.
To